Incoming audio transmission. Something's happening, Tenno.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first Warframe Digest of 2015. Today we'll be going over the year in review that the team has set up for this year. Year in review normally means last year, but this time we're amping it up for this year, which is the year of quality, as said by the team this time. This stream kind of caught me off guard. I was expecting them to do it next week. Apparently not so there's a lot of catching up to do. So, what's some quality control that they're going to plan for this year? How about a little bit shorter? Currently they're testing Limbo and his Cataclysm, and to see if it can be toggleable. Toggling this ability would be great and very beneficial to Tenno all alike. Currently it's in playtesting internally, and we'll see whether that makes it officially to the full game or not. But let's go to something serious. First thing of quality control that they're going to go over is the dojo hosting. Currently the dojo hosting system is rather shoddy and has caused a lot of problems that the team have been very aware of, especially thanks to Test Clan Please Ignore, considering when updates come, someone gets stuck in the dojo, someone's hiding somewhere, and no one can host a dojo because someone's there stuck in an older version and everyone's trying to connect. So, to fix that, they're going to make dojo hosting similar to that of the relay system. It's going to be server-based, it's going to be controlled by DE, which is something that we all wanted to finally happen at some point. And with this, we all benefit from having to join a dojo and not having to host it ourselves and have everyone rubber banding off the places or not connecting at all because someone on the opposite side of the world is hosting and you just can't get in. So, let's amp it up a little bit more. Another thing of quality control that they want to be doing for the year of quality, another thing that should be looked at is damage tables. They're talking about rebalancing the damage table altogether. No, this isn't Damage 2.0. What they're talking about damage tables is damage tables to the mod system. Currently, Serration is a flat-out mod that just does everything for you, but they are looking into having some versatility into it. No, Serration's not going to disappear. They don't want to impact the community so negatively by removing something so crucial and so vital, but they want to find different ways to expand upon it. By expanding onto it, we mean headshots, we mean body shots, we mean limb shots, who knows, something's gonna happen, and it's exciting to see what. Another thing that's also getting a look at that has been completely forgotten, because it's been pushed back, and back, and back, and back, and back, very far back, is cloth physics. Let's say cloth physics, because it's not just Syndanas, it's everything, including the capes and the trench coats and the little dangly, but all danglies, all the dangles, jangle dangles. I'm blabbing like an idiot. Do people like when I'm blabbing? Anyway, cloth physics. It is going to be done. Currently, Steve was messing around with code over the break, and he's been messing with Mesa, or Black Mesa, I don't know, preference, and her little bandana tail. Currently, when she moves around, it's very sudden, it's very nappy, it's very quick, it doesn't feel good, it looks clunky, and it looks like a slime ball just wagging around. But they've been messing with the code, and he's been messing with it and experimenting. Currently, it's highly experimental, and he made it seem more cloth-like. It's a little bit floatier, it's softer, it's very sway in S forms, just moving around, as you can see now. It looks by far better compared to the previous one. Let's put it side by side, and you can see that, yeah, the new one is a lot slower, and it looks by far better. And this isn't just for Mesa and her bandana tail. It's going to be, like I said, cloth, which is Syndanas and danglies. So it'll affect swords, it'll affect guns. Do any guns have it? No, I don't think so. Maybe they do, I don't know. Anyway, and it'll affect overall everything. Syndanas are going to look better, the lobster tail for Trinity might finally be here, and all the other Warframes with little things, Necros's like freaking banana dreadlock tails, whatever, are just gonna look by far better. And this is to be out this year some point. It's currently experimental. They're really pushing it out. They're really showing us something for it, so it's gonna happen hopefully this year, not unlike last year. So, what's another thing last year that needed another look at? Well, Chat. Trading. Let's be more exact. Trading needs a rework. Trading needs to be implemented fully into the game. Currently, the only version of trading we have is the chat. The chat was pushed out for trading as a quick remedy that just got stuck. This quick remedy that just stuck there for so long has been a massive problem to the Warframe community. Some people love it, some people hate it. I personally cannot go into it and trade because it's a spam clutter of just spam. And I cannot make legitimate trades or interesting trades or anything without being one-upped or just drowned out. So this needs to be fixed, needs to be implemented a lot cleaner, a lot smoother, and a lot more viable to some players throughout. And what's another thing that needs to be fixed or expanded on? Actually, it's not even fixed, it's being expanded on, that is in relation with trading. The relays. We have confirmation that the relays will be tiered. Currently, the only tiering we have for the relays is Mastery. Some relays are 0, some relays are Mastery 4, some are Mastery 8, and that's dividing the relays into the player bases. But it's going to have an additional layer of tiering. The additional layer of tiering will include and not limit to visual changes, so some of them will completely look different from others, so they don't look like they're all copy-pasted, and a size upgrade. Some of these relays will be a lot larger, some of them will be a lot smaller than others, some will have more complexity, some will be a lot simpler, and they'll have their own designated specific areas according to where they are placed on the star chart. We might have some that excel in technology, some that excel in chems, pretty much just like the Greener Labs, or some that just are very, I don't even know, their own specialties. And speaking of specialties, new rooms. So we're going to get a lot more new rooms. Not real big amount of details on what are most of these rooms, but the few rooms that they did say sound baffling, and I'm very excited. I'm excited about a lot of things, but I'm really excited for this next one. Mastery Chambers. They're going to be adding a Mastery Dojo. Not necessarily a dojo, remember words. A Mastery Chamber, so you can go and actually prepare for your next Mastery exam. No more going into Mastery exams completely blind with the shutters on and praying for the best with your max level gear, considering you had to run an obstacle course and you're running with a Rhino that cannot run very quickly. Unless you're Rhino Prime, but that's a different thing. Another thing they also said is a Cephalon quest system. They're going to be adding a library for the Tenno and all the people to be interacting with a Cephalon that's going to be generating quests for all players alike to go out into the solar system and find and gather information for the Cephalon. The Cephalon sounds very interesting. A little dynamic quest system is always very rewarding. Currently, when you have the dailies, and if this could spit out something more cannon fodder-like, that'd be very interesting with chunks of lore, I'd go for it blindly. Another thing that's going for it blindly, transitions. I'm transition master today. If I can actually enunciate words. Transition. No. Blindly. There it is. The Lotus. The Lotus will be making some sort of appearance in the relays. No idea how. No idea exactly where. But she will be making an appearance in the relays. Some sort. Not every relay, most likely. But it was hinted at. And it sounds very interesting to finally see the Grand Lotus. To see the Lotus in front of the Tenno instead of just through a dialogue box. Seeing her in person will actually add a lot more depth to the game, and she won't just be a anonymous figure that just radios in and says, "Hi, things are on fire," halfway through the mission. And last but not least, clan presence. They are talking about clan presence in the persistent world, clan presence in the relays. How these clan presence will most likely work is in a system that they're talking about. Most likely it will not be like this, but even if it is, it'll be very interesting to see how it works. That clans will have dedicated rooms in the relays given to them bi-weekly. Every 2 weeks, every 15 days, or 14 days, however you want to divide weeks. People divide weeks differently. Every clan will be notified that they have a room, a wing, that they can designate to themselves. And this won't just be a random picking from a hat. It won't be Limbo's hat just going like, "Hey, look, let's go into Limbo's hat and pull from the infinite void of clans." No. What they're going to be doing is active clans that are constantly out there, that are playing together, that are being persistent and just out there overall, doing missions together, playing together, doing dailies, doing relays, just being on. Dedicated and active clans will rack up points with this new little system that they're intending to do So that way, the more persistent and more active clans have the forefront to actually advertise and pretty much broadcast themselves. It does seem like the rich get richer in this case, but some people do require this acknowledgement because they have massive clans and massive followings that are just out there. Test Clan, War Bros, and so many others just have this presence and no one really knows they're there. Especially since they have all these trophies, maybe they can show them off and see what these trophies actually look like. I'm looking at you, War Bros. I want to see what those things look like. So that pretty much does it for the relays. So let's move on. I really did rambling on the relay. I really did a rambling. Words, enunciate, word, continue. Okay. Missions. Missions. We're talking about mission points and mission presents and missions being given by the Cephalon. What is going on? Currently, there's a big problem with missions, and the only missions that are being played are the endless missions, the endless mission types. The endless mission types are the only thing that actual endgame players or actual veterans are playing. There's nothing very fun to do at this point that's not an endless mission type. Be it survivals, be it excavation, that's really endless, and be it defenses or interceptions. Those are the top 4 dominant mission types, and that needs to be fixed. This has been acknowledged by DE, and they are looking into it. How are they going to fix it? By fixing the overall play direction of the game. Make other missions more interesting, make other missions more rewarding, and scatter equal pay throughout these missions. That way we don't get back-ended into these endless mission types. Not real much is known what is coming our way, except we have Rescue 2.0 as a good example. Rescue missions have been ramped up, the rewards are very interesting, specters are beautiful things to have, they're very beneficial, they're very good as cannon fodder or as a good buddy if you don't have a buddy. And not much else has been said except for keep an eye out for Spy 2.0. This was teased previously and it has not been delivered, but it is very interesting to see a different variety or different type of spy missions that just really emphasize stealth. This might be the first one, it may not be the last. Can't wait to see when that happens. Another thing I want to see happen is, what was Steve rambling on about? He was talking a little crazy, and I really don't understand. What it leads me to believe is that he might be hinting a new mission type coming in the near future involving the new factions. Maybe the Sentients, or maybe it isn't even the Sentients, maybe it's a new faction altogether that we may not know of. Maybe making an appearance in the game later this year. It was teased last year. At the very beginning, this would be the year of the new factions, this would be the year of whatever, but that was 2014 and we're in 2015. So let's see if 2015 they actually deliver on the new faction. And speaking of new factions and new enemies and new things, what's a very brand new thing that needs to be balanced out even more? Well, we're talking about the Arcwings. They asked stamina and Arcwings, and all we got was a yes. Let's indulge on this yes a little. Arcwing has an issue with boosting and running through space, and that really does throttle you and remove that emphasis of being in infinite space and just flying around like crazy. So, because Arcwing is still in its infancy, and is still a very brand new mechanic, it still has rollover problems from the base mechanics of the game. Currently, they are looking into how to fix Arcwing and balance it out, most likely to remove stamina and add a lot more speed and gusto to the game. I love Arcwing mode, I wish there was a lot more for it. It feels kind of one-sided at times, and that stamina thing really did put a big throttle, especially when you're trying to zip around real quickly in the Balmor Fomorian event. We saw that all throughout the event, and it's going to be changed. So stamina is not going to be a thing, maybe, most likely at some point, and we'll see what else they do to Arcwing and stuff. Talking about stuff, yes, I had no transition. We're going to put up with it. Talking about stuff, they did hint at they are working on the idea, very loosely, they're looking at the idea of 8-player raids. This is a very big thing for Warframe, especially since 8-player raids is a step up from 4 players, and people have been asking left and right about doing world events or doing something that just requires a lot more tenno to see this grand universe full of players, and not seeing much done with more than just 4 players is rather disappointing. So they're looking into ideas of 8-player raids, of 8-player mission types, and no idea how it's going to work. Just if it does, it's going to be very beautiful. And they're looking into fixing strict nat, so that's a thing. Another thing also is Dark Sectors are going to get another rework, completely redone, completely rebalancing. Currently it's very linear, it's one-sided, and there really isn't much. It has to be amped up, there really isn't much to it. Another thing that's going to get ramped up is the Mastery Reward System. Mastery Reward System, there is none. Well, there kind of is. You get new loadouts. That took me a while. You also get new, what else is it? More extractors can be placed. That's about it. So, what are they going to do? They're going to find a way to reward players for mastery ranks, for ranking up. Currently, players don't see much interest in it. There's no real gain. So, a lot of players are stuck between Mastery 6, around 6 to 9, I'd say. And they really don't want to expand on other weapons because they're comfortable with what they have. So, let's see what incentive is going to occur. It will happen. No idea when. But it will also work retroactively. So, that means Mastery 18 people, like myself, can get all the benefits of 18 masteries that you have passed. So, we'll see what happens there. Sorry for dragging this on so long, just this was the beginning of the new year, and there's a lot of interesting things to go over, and let me just sum up the ending assets for this stream. Some of the ending assets that they were talking about and showing off is the lip sync. Currently, if you look at the lip sync of the Lotus at full screen, you can see that it's rather bland, it's rather simple, her jaw is just moving and the lips are following, and there really isn't much going on. They're going back and they're pulling systems that they used when they helped in the creation of the Darkness 2, and they're going to be implementing that into Warframe at some point. Some proper lip syncing is required because just seeing jaws move really isn't interesting. We need to see emphasis and meaning behind these words, and it will add up to the immersion of the game. Another thing they also showed off and teased at was the Grineer Manic. The Grineer Manic has a proper model alongside the Juggernaut, which we did not get to see, but they did say that the Juggernaut and the Manic are in the works. The Juggernaut has been shown several times. There was a mesh before, we haven't seen it textured, but looking at the Grineer Manic, it looks beautiful, it looks kind of crazy, and it's very interesting. I've never seen some of these masks in my life in this game. These masks do not exist in the game. Why are they on the Manic? Maybe some extra units are coming for the Grineer's way. Who knows? One thing that was confirmed is that they are seeking to find a way to release all three concept art enemies together. So that involves the Juggernaut, the Grineer Manic, and the Riot Moa. These three will be coming out together in a bundle, hopefully, because they're being done side by side and they want to do the community rewards some justice. So we'll keep an eye out for those and see what's going on. Not just that, they also teased at this limited time offer idea for Darvo. Darvo is going to have special deals that will be very limited according to player count in the relays in the Darvo store. So keep an eye out for whatever this is implemented so you can go and look at Darvo and see if he has a special deal. Maybe you can save 50%, maybe you can save 75%, maybe you can save 90%, who knows? Why am I being so energetic? Anyway, maybe this is why. For Lorehounds, the feeding is upon us this year. What does this mean? I'm excited. They're confirming that a heavy dose of lore is coming our way. No idea when, no idea how, no idea what, but lore! That has me excited. This game requires lore. It has a lot of gaps, it has a lot of plot holes, it has a lot of problems, and putting down some lore would actually help a lot, and it fill some of the arguments about this Warframe is invalid, or this idea is invalid, or this doesn't make sense, or nothing makes sense. Lore is gapping and missing and words. So fill in the lore and the discussions end. And talking about discussions, they had internal discussions and they're playtesting with the idea of charge attacks. Yes, charge attacks may be making a return. No idea if it will, just that they are testing it out. They are looking at the idea and it might return. No concrete answers, nothing else. It's about that. And last but not least, evolving missions. Evolving missions have always been in the game, but they have kind of disappeared. They're looking into it and they're going to add more variety back into it. They still exist, they're very rare, but they're going to add a lot more versatility and depth. Currently, the new evolving mission type is they're going to add Arcwing transitions, where you're playing on a tile, on foot, something happens, boom, Arcwing, and then you fly around. Or you start Arcwing, something happens, and boom, you're back on your feet and you're running around. maybe they can do it back and forth and back, and play with it a little like that. But evolving missions were something beautiful this game had in its early stages, and to see it being discussed and most likely make a return is great. This will increase the longevity of the game, this will increase the health of it, and it's something that I wish had not been toned down so severely. They do happen, just not frequently enough, and that's disappointing. So that pretty much does it for the Warframe Digest. Thank you guys. Have fun. I don't know, words, things, excitement. I'm late to this. So hopefully you guys enjoyed Warframe Digest 26 and covering the Devstream 44. And see you guys next time. Have fun and take it easy. Like, comment, subscribe, and till next time, Tenna.